So I first heard about Vincent through the stories that my grandfather, Winston Sylvester Donnelly, would tell me. He came from an Irish Catholic family of 6 kids, 3 boys, 3 girls. He had been working as a carpenter for his father, Patrick Donnelly, who built some of the buildings in Yamundi. Vincent was 24 when he enlisted.
Great Uncle Win was the nephew of Vincent Donnelly, said there's things that we were never able to talk about because they didn't want the women to know. It still held a level of shame. He'd been court-martialed and charged him with desertion, but they didn't find him guilty of that. They found him guilty of being absent without official leave. There is talk that it may have been a romance that kept him in that village, and that's part of the reason why it wasn't discussed with the women, because he was engaged to someone here at Yamundi. He was sentenced to 2 years, but he didn't serve anything like 2 years. It was more like 4 months before he was sent back to his unit. This fellow White, he was there when Wynne was hit by shrapnel or a bit of a shell or something and got him in the neck.
All Bill ever really said was both struck, they were both injured, and he stayed with Vincent and held him while he died.
He stayed with him as long as he could, and he retrieved this postcard that Wynne carried with him. White kept it for several decades before it was given back to the Donnelly family.
He himself felt that it might upset Vincent's mother if she was to be given this postcard. The postcard does have bloodstains on it. He was protecting her from knowing that her son had been involved with a French woman, as well as dealing with the death of a son, and knowing that he'd broken a lot of vows, of his Catholic vows, and seeing the blood on the postcard would have been very traumatising for her.
I just find it tragic that he died. I think it was only about 8 weeks before the end of the war.
I visited the tree with my grandfather when he was still alive, so that was really nice. The family still goes and visits the tree. The students from Yamundi State School on Anzac Day every year take flowers from their own gardens and make wreaths to be placed under the trees. So our 3 girls have always enjoyed telling their class the story of Vincent and having their wreath with flowers from our garden placed under his tree. It's been a wonderful little family tradition, and one that I hope our girls will continue when they get older and have their own children. I think Vincent's parents, Patrick and Eliza Donnelly, would be amazed to know that the 6th generation of their family is still living in the Yamundi area and still remembering Vincent and the sacrifice that he made.